So for a centroid construction, this is the point of concurrency where the medians of a triangle meet. A median is meaning where you connect the opposite vertice to the midpoint of a segment. So if I'm talking about this segment over here, the opposite vertice to that segment would be here. This is the one where we did the folding of the piece of paper just to start to learn what a median was of a triangle. And my pencil's out of lead, so let me grab a different one. Hold on. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna find the midpoint of two of our sides and connect it to the opposite vertice. So I'm gonna do, and don't mind my little pen mark that I made, start by connecting my needle to one of the vertices of the triangle, and I'm going to extend more than halfway. So this is basically the same thing as a perpendicular bisector, but we're not actually creating the perpendicular bisector portion. So I'm going to make an arc down here. And I'm also going to swing that same amount up here. It should be open more than halfway with your triangle. And then I'm going to take my needle without moving this and flip it to the other side of that segment. And I'm gonna make an arc down here and then bring it up and make an arc. Oh wow, that's like right there. What a coinkydink. But the intersection is right here and right here. I'm not going to necessarily make a perpendicular line. If you want, you technically can, but I'm gonna line it up so that way I can just put a point right there. That is the median to this segment. So the middle. And then I'm gonna connect my median, and I tried to make this an equilateral triangle. I'm gonna connect my median to its opposite vertice. Then I'm going to do the same thing for another side. So I'll do the side over here, extend more than halfway, and I'll put an arc out here, arc in here. Flip it, don't change the measurement at all. And then finding those two intersecting points. That is the median, and I'm going to connect it to its opposite vertice. Technically, you're supposed to do all three sides, so I'll take a minute to do the third side. Why not? Extend more than halfway. Arc out, arc in. Switch its side, make an arc mark out, arc mark in. Oh, did I use the wrong? Oh, I didn't make that arc long enough. Let me go back and make my arc longer. Okay, so they intersect right here and right there. So I'm gonna line this up. And you don't have to draw in a perpendicular bisector necessarily, you're just trying to find that median. So the middle of that segment. So here's my median, and I'm gonna connect it to its opposite vertice. And they should all cross paths at the same point. So this point right here is my centroid. These are all types of centers. And then I'm going to do the same thing for another triangle, just for practice. This one I'm going to make obtuse. Clearly it's obtuse. And I'm going to put my needle on one of the vertices, open up so it's more than halfway the distance. This arc goes to the previous triangle. Maybe I won't use that side so that way we don't get confused. So I'll use this side instead. More than halfway. So I'm going to make an arc out here and an arc in. Same thing, using the same measurement on your compass, switching sides, arc inside, arc outside. If you connected this would make a perpendicular bisector, which where the perpendicular bisectors cross paths as a circumcenter, but we're not looking for that. We're looking for the median, so we're just drawing the point. That's the middle of this segment, and I'm going to connect it to its opposite vertice. So in this case, the opposite vertice is going to be all the way over here. The opposite vertice is the vertice that it shares nothing with. So in this case, this median shares this vertice and this vertice. I'm using these two vertices to find the midpoint. Its opposite vertice is the vertice it's not using. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Extend more than halfway. Arc inside, arc outside. Switch it. Arc inside, arc outside. If you connected these, it would make once again, the circumcenter. You don't want that though. So you're looking for the middle of your segment. So there's my middle, that's my median. I'm connecting the median to the opposite vertice to construct the centroid. Where the medians cross paths is called the centroid. So once you have the two intersections, technically you know if you did the third side, it would cross paths right here anyways. So this right here is the centroid. The centroid is always going to fall inside the circle.